$20,000. That is the number where your financial life stops being reactive and starts compounding. Not because of luck, because of 3 specific things that only happen at this threshold. Here is the exact math. There are 3 specific changes that happen when you cross $20,000 in savings. Most people never cross this number, not because they cannot earn enough, but because nobody explained why it is the number that matters. Here is what changes when you do. The average American has less than $8,000 in savings. 57% of adults cannot cover an unexpected $2,000 expense without going into debt. Not because they do not earn enough, because the system keeps them reactive, living month to month with no floor beneath them. $20,000 sits above the median. It is not a rich person number. It is a threshold, and crossing it triggers changes that are specific, mathematical, and compounding. Changes that cannot happen at 10,000 or at 15. Change number 1. Your emergency fund is complete. Median U.S. household monthly expenses run between $3,000 and $3,500. 6 months of coverage. The standard financial planning benchmark is $18,000 to $21,000. $20,000 hits the target almost exactly. You are no longer gambling on having a good year. Before this number, every unexpected expense, a car repair, a medical bill, a lost client, forces a decision driven by fear. You borrow, you delay, you take the wrong job because you cannot afford to wait. At $20,000, that pressure permanently disappears. With the emergency fund complete, every additional dollar you earn goes somewhere new. Not to the safety net, not to the gap, to wealth, to investments, to compounding. The math of every future dollar permanently changes at $20,000. Change number 2. Investing begins in earnest. Before $20,000, putting money into index funds while you have no emergency reserve is a gamble. A market correction in month 4 forces you to sell at a loss to cover an unexpected expense. At $20,000, you have the floor. The investing machine can actually run without being interrupted. $20,000 invested in a broad market index fund at 7% annual return. No additional contributions. No touching it. After 40 years, that single deposit becomes $299,000. You did nothing after the initial decision. Compound interest did the work. Now add $500 a month in contributions on top of that $20,000 base at 7% annual return for 40 years. Total, $1,497,000. At year 10, the account holds approximately $122,000. You have contributed $60,000 in new deposits since starting. The market added $62,000 on top. At year 10, your contributions and your returns are running nearly even. At year 20, the account holds $323,000. You have contributed $120,000 total. The market turned your $20,000 head start and your monthly discipline into 2.5 times your total deposits. The machine is outpacing you now. Change number 3. New financial options unlock. A high-yield savings account, $20,000 at 5% it will yield earnings $1,000 every year, $88 every month, automatically, without any additional action. This is not investment income. This is the money market paying your emergency fund to exist. With a $20,000 liquid reserve, you carry higher deductibles and lower premiums. You become self-insuring for small claims. Your credit profile improves because your utilization ratio drops. You access financial products that are simply not available to someone with no liquidity behind them. The biggest change at $20,000 is not mathematical. It is psychological. You stop making decisions under financial stress. You do not take the wrong job, stay in the wrong apartment, or skip the right medical visit because of money fear. The compounds. Every clear decision you make from this point is worth more than the last. So how do you get to $20,000? And how fast can you realistically get there? Using AI writing tools to produce content for e-commerce brands, newsletters, or marketing clients earns $200 to $400 a month for 4 to 6 hours of weekly work. The AI generates the drafts. You direct and deliver 4 hours a week, every week. Building simple AI automations for local businesses, invoice routing, appointment follow-ups, customer reply templates, earns $200 to $500 per client per month. Setup time per client is measured in hours. 3 clients is a meaningful recurring income stream. A single focused AI income stream of $600 per month, invested entirely, reaches $20,000 in 33 months. Less than 3 years. No raise required. No change to your day job. Just the right AI tools applied consistently. Scale the AI income to $1,000 a month and the timeline collapses to 20 months. The AI tools are the leverage. Consistency is the only variable the math actually requires. The average American has $8,000 saved. The threshold that changes everything is $20,000. That is a $12,000 gap. At $1,000 a month from AI income, it is 12 months away. $20,000, 7% annual return, 40 years, no contributions beyond the initial deposit. That one decision at the threshold becomes $299,000 at the end. Compound interest does not need you to be rich. It only needs you to be at the threshold. $20,000 is achievable. It is not a lottery. It is a milestone that sits above the median American savings balance, which means most people have not crossed it. Not because it is impossible, because most people have not pursued it with urgency. The math does not care about urgency. It only cares that you started. $20,000 is not a finish line. It is a launch pad. The emergency fund is complete. The investing trigger is pulled. The new options are available. From this point, every additional dollar works harder and compounds faster than every dollar that came before it. The threshold is where the math permanently changes in your favor. If the math landed, subscribe. The next video breaks down the exact AI income plan to reach $20,000 in under 2 years, month by month, tool by tool.